Hello, welcome to our introduction to Express.js. Express is a very popular web application framework which is used in conjunction with the Node.js runtime. Node.js, of course, is the JavaScript-based runtime which is used in many websites, web applications, APIs today, and over the past 10 years or so has become very, very popular. Express is the most popular web application framework for Node.js. There are a couple others, but Express is the most popular one, so this is a great place to begin. Web application frameworks in general are very popular because it helps us developers make websites much more efficiently, usually by abstracting away a lot of repetitive tasks, as well as providing a set of tools and libraries that help us implement functionality much more quickly. So web application frameworks are definitely a very popular tool to use, and Express is certainly a very powerful one for Node.js. In this session, we're going to create a simple Express server that responds to GET requests. A GET request is the most common type of request servers receive. When your browser goes to a certain website, such as www.zenva.com, your browser is sending a GET request to the Zenva servers, which then responds with an appropriate type of response. There are several types of responses, but the most common ones are going to be text, just regular text responses, JSON response, which is JavaScript object notation, which is a standard structure of a response, typically returned by APIs, and regular HTML, of course, what you see on the browser, an actual website. There are many others, but these are the ones we're going to look into in our first session. Also, requests can be more specific or more dynamic by adding more details to the request in two different ways. That can be done through a query string or URL parameters. By adding either a query string and or URL parameters, you're making a more specific request. For example, one request might be a request for all profiles in the database. Another request might be we want all the profiles only in Sydney, Australia. And that level of specificity would be provided by either a query string or a URL parameter, or both sometimes. It depends on the actual website. So we're going to investigate that as well. So to see this in action, here is the home page of the Express application we're going to build, and this is rendering HTML. If I go here, this is rendering a plain text response. And if I go here to /JSON, this is a JSON response. I'm currently using a Chrome browser, and this formatting is done through a Chrome plugin. So if you don't have that plugin, you probably see this, which is fine too. If you want to see it formatted using this plugin, it's very simple. Just go to Google and JSON formatter, Google for that, and you want this result right here. And go ahead and add that to your Chrome plugins, and it will automatically format your JSON like that. Next, we will look into the query strings for making more specific responses. So here, if we do query, and then a query string is denoted by a question mark followed by key value pairs for your query parameter. So if I say question mark name equals Chris, I'm passing through a query string with a key value pair. The key is name and the value is Chris. So if I press enter, you will see name is Chris. And in a query string, you can add as many query values as you want by appending it with an ampersand. So I can do location is Sydney, and you will see that right here. And I can add another one. Occupation is lawyer, and so forth and so on. This can go on for quite some time. So this is a query string, specifically everything after the question mark. So we will be building that into our project as well. And last but not least, we're going to use URL parameters, or what's called route parameters, to make more specific requests. So in our project, that will look like this. And here, everything after the word params will constitute our route parameters. So you can see we have name here and location here. If I change these values, the route parameters correspondingly change, and we return the values back in JSON form. So we will build that in our first session, and hopefully you were able to follow along. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the first session. Thank you.